Hey, Mackenzie. So I'm not quite sure. I got your email and I just wanted to say, hey, I understand it. It gets a little bit frustrating sometimes, so don't feel discouraged. It took me quite a while to become an animator, so it doesn't like happen overnight. And usually what happens is the more you do it, every time you work on something, then you realize how not to do stuff. And you'll get to that point where you're gonna start, you're making little mistakes, or you're realizing like, okay, well, if I would have just did this, then it would be a lot easier. And then things start clicking, and then you just have to keep doing it. So don't be discouraged. Now, in terms of what's happening with your scene here, the center of gravity thing that I was talking about. So let me pull up the graph here. I'll show you what I mean. So his translate Z, right? So if I hit F here, if I grab them, you can see these dark curves in the background. That's where I edited your curves. See how it goes down, up. Every time a curve changes direction, it creates, it changes the direction of the control, right? So if it's moving like this in Z, it's going like that. So I figured out this is the arc we wanted, and I just deleted these two here. So I went through, I did that here. See how it changes direction there? It goes down, then up again. Here it goes down, up, and this overshoots, so I found the one in the middle, kept that, deleted these two, and I simplified this down. Like this looks like a mistake right here. See that? It changes direction in one frame. So you might want to just grab this and then go middle mouse, put a key there, and then delete it. And if you're not sure how to do what I just did, you hold down I, and then with the curve selected, this one, hold down I, and then middle mouse. You see this little thing pop up. See the little target thingy, and then you hit middle mouse like that. Okay. And so I kind of cleaned that part up. So now if we look at it, and I think this one too. So now if we look at your animation, close that guy. You can see it's a little smoother now. It doesn't stop and start, his center of gravity, right? Now, the leg, when he falls, this is kind of what I mean. Like, it would hit the ground, bounce up, and then turn, and then his leg would fall. Like, you had it bouncing nicely before, and it's just a matter of when the final pose shouldn't be straight like this leg was, and then a little higher, and then rotated towards us, just so it's not the same, right? So if you look at like this foot over here, this one's slowing in now. It looks like you changed the animation, the timing. So you want it to bounce, just like a bouncing ball, like boom, 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 like that, right? Boom, 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 right? So when this hits, it's going to go bounce, a little bounce. It's just when it finally settles, it's going to settle in a pose like this. It's not going to go straight, bounce, and then curve up to this pose. So what it'll do is it'll hit the ground, boom, bounce up, and then as it bounces up, it'll move up, and then it'll maybe bounce again in this position, and then the knee might wobble there and then settle, right? So I hope that makes sense. And again, just do the best you can, right? That's all I can ask. And then if you're having more trouble with it, now you're going to get graded on your project for the end of the month. You're doing fine. If you look at your scene, look at the beginning and look at it now. You've made huge strides, through the month. So next month, it's going to be easier. And then the month after that, it's going to be a little bit easier than that. So don't get discouraged. Just keep plugging away. And, when you get notes, just apply them the best that you can. And just keep doing what you're doing. The next month, you'll be working with Monica. And then the month after, you'll be working with Darko. So they're a little bit more hands-off, I think, than I am. So, and if you're struggling with stuff, you can always email me, and I'd be happy to look at it. But mainly, that's what I was getting at when it comes to to that final pose. It doesn't mean animate it the way it was and then move it up at the end. It means it should naturally settle, bounce, and then it'll fall over like that. Okay. So I like the timing of the bounces you had before. So you might want to kind of follow what you did before in terms of timing, like boom, 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 like that, right? So it's like boom, boom, boom. Like that's the rhythm and timing when the foot hits and then settles for both of them. But it just winds up in this pose like this. Okay. All right.